I am Dr. Heather Moore. Tonight we're going to go over the top 3 exercises for neck pain relief. And I bring this up, and I am doing this tonight because we've gotten a bunch of people in our clinic more recent, and sometimes I think it's, some of these orthopedic diagnoses are almost like the flu. It's bizarre, but a lot of people who have wrist pain, hand pain, forearm pain, elbow pain, have been many other places and have had it treated with physical therapy, chiropractic, and nothing's getting better. And you're kind of at their last resort, and they've done all the stretches and everything like that. And a lot of times what people neglect to understand is neck pain can cause forearm, hand. You may have no symptoms in your neck, and you could have pain in your elbow, pain in your hands, almost some tingling in your fingers. So I'm going to go through a couple of stretches tonight to really address this, because as we sit at computers longer and we look at our phones longer, a lot of people wind up with neck pain, and a lot of people develop these poor posture habits that contribute to neck pain, but it doesn't show up as neck pain. It shows up as wrist pain or elbow pain or hand pain, or even into your bicep and into your shoulders. So just be aware that, if you're battling something in your hands, if you're battling something through your arms, it may have nothing to do with that actual body part. It may be coming from the neck or the cervical spine, as we refer to it. So just be aware of those things. So what I'm going to start with is just a couple of gentle stretches that you can do to start stretching out your neck. Because they're stretches, you can do them a couple times a day. What you can't do is, if you feel pain, kind of push through them. That's a big sign. So if you get numbness, tingling, pain, you want to stop these immediately. They are not to be pushed through. You want to stretch to the point of being a good stretch. You never want to feel pain. I see a lot of stretching going on in gyms where there's partner stretching and people are wincing. That should never be the case with a stretch. You should feel it gentle. You should kind of push it right to the edge where it's a gentle stretch, but not painful, ever. And especially when it comes to your neck, you don't want to sit there and crank on it. If you are a common popper of your neck, I see a lot of people twisting and cracking and popping. That's terrible for your neck. I don't want to go into all the reasons why, because that's not the purpose of this video. But if you are one of those people, you need to stop ASAP. Stop cracking. It's okay if you turn your head and your neck naturally cracks, but to jam it and cram it in order to force it to crack, totally different story. So let's start with the first stretch. So what you want to do with any neck stretches, you want to make sure that you are in proper position, proper posture. And I teach this many times during the day. And the first time I ever say to anybody, okay, we're going to, show you proper posture, I get this. They jam their shoulders back, all right? And they're like, oh, this is really tiring. That's actually incorrect also. And that is incorrect in the opposite direction. So instead of correcting it, you're actually overcorrecting it and hurting yourself in a different manner. So when I say good posture, you want to roll your shoulders up, back, and then you want to drop them down. All right, it is a simple up, back, and drop. It is not a up, back, and pin them back or hold them anywhere. Up, back, and drop. It should be a very easy thing to do. You shouldn't feel like you're working to hold your shoulders in place. It is definitely going to feel weird, because most of us spend our day like this or like this. So when we actually put our shoulders back in their position, back where they need to be, there is a feeling of unusual, but not painful. Shouldn't feel like you're working, and your shoulders may fight you a little bit. Like, you might turn around 2 seconds later and your shoulders are back up here, especially if you're someone who suffers from neck pain or headaches or anything like that. They tend to rest up here. So first thing, before any cervical exercises, before any neck stretches, before anything to do with the neck, roll your shoulders up, back, drop them down. The first stretch you're going to do is you're going to lean your head to the side. Nice and easy. You're going to feel a gentle stretch right along the side of the neck into the shoulder. So if you feel pain, you want to back off. Now, if you're here and you're like, I don't really feel anything, you want to take your hand and you want to gently pull it to the side. Again, you're still pushing your shoulder down. Don't let this happen, okay? But you're gently going to pull it to the side. You're going to get a nice stretch here. If you don't wind up getting a stretch with this, don't try and cram your neck as far as you can in order to be able to get that stretch. It's okay. Gently apply pressure. If the pressure doesn't work anymore, or the pressure, you're pulling on it and you don't feel any stretch, do not contort it. It means that muscle isn't tight. not a big deal, okay? You can also hold onto a table so this shoulder stays down, and then pull to the side. Sometimes you tend to get a little bit better stretch that way. Again, numbness and tingling, pain, out, do not do it. You want to do it 30 seconds on this side and then 30 seconds on this side. You're going to alternate each side, and you want to do each side 6 times. As you're alternating, okay, trying it a little bit further each time, but again, don't pull so hard. And if one side is less than the other, so maybe one side goes to here and the other side goes to here, don't crank on your neck in order to make them even. It will come over time if it's truly just that muscle that is tight. Second exercise, very similar to the first exercise, but what you're going to do is you're going to lean your head to the side, and then you're going to come down so you're at a 45-degree angle. And what you're going to do is you're going to place your hand on the top of the head, and you're going to apply a force in this direction. So you're going to feel this more on the back of your neck, not right in the back, but kind of on the side, off to the back. Now, if you have tighter muscles on the side or directly in the back, you may feel it in those places too. Again, that's totally fine and normal. You just want to make sure that it's not painful. There's no numbness and tingling. So you're just going to pull and gently pull your head down and to look at the ground. Same thing on the other side. Nice and easy. And as you notice, I just self-corrected because I didn't do the roll your shoulders up, drop that back and down, and I elevated my shoulders. So if I'm doing this, this is not correct, okay? So get your shoulders in position and then bring them up. It may hurt you to bring your shoulders up, especially if it's a combination of a shoulder issue and a neck issue. So again, you can just go to the side and then look down and see if you feel a stretch. Nice gentle stretch, 30-second hold, 6 times on each. Again, because they're stretches, you can do them throughout the day. The final thing we're going to do is a little bit, this is the hardest stretch to do, and this is the hardest stretch to explain. And all you're going to do with this is you're just going to kind of become this little turtle, and you're going to jut your neck back, okay? You want to try and imagine that there is a straight line going from, your chin to the back of your head. When I give this exercise, I get this, I get this, I get this, okay? Your chin doesn't move. It stays level, and all you're doing is moving it backwards. It's not a very big movement, okay? So you're just going to jut it all the way backwards, kind of give yourself a double chin, and then come all the way forward. Nice and easy. All right? You want to do, that's not truly a stretch. You don't have to hold it for 30 seconds, all right? But what that's going to do is that's just going to open up everything that we jam in like this throughout the day, all right? So that's a great one to do when you're sitting at a red light, when you're just sitting at your desk. You can kind of do a couple of chin tucks back, nice and easy. You're going to feel the stretch just in the back of your neck, and it should feel like a deeper stretch than the other two. You want to repeat that 30 times. Again, you don't really have to hold it because it's not that much of a stretch.